Oh, it's a Legend of Zelda game. Must be good. Skyward.
Well,
It's alright, right?
we'll see what you
I
think.
never played it.
We'll see what you think. I mean,
Okay.
see, I played it a lot. I never beat it, but I mean, I don't want to. I want, like, this is interesting for us to play because you never played it at all, which is fascinating to me.
I never touched it, never watched a Let's Play,
Yeah, so
anything like that.
I'm interested in seeing
I don't know who the hell
what
Wade
you
is.
what you think here.
Already I'm noticing it uses the gyro sensor for the pointer instead of the actual sensor bar. Whoops. Yeah, that's his correct name.
This is The Legend of Zelda. Yeah, some people love this game, some people hate it. It's so divisive. It's astounding.
Yeah, here's this Pokemon.
Yeah, the next Zelda game, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, looks like it's going to be entirely different from this.
Yeah.
So take from that what you will.
Similar art style though.
Yeah, this in my mind represents the culmination of old design philosophy with the action adventure games, the old style.
Yeah.
And not necessarily in a good way. Because immediately after this game, Nintendo threw everything out and went completely different with their design philosophy.
Yeah.
So you can invert that and assume this is going to be the opposite. So I hope you're excited.
Well, they actually made a transition game, A Link Between Worlds, which is just
I love that game.
it's like a spiritual sequel to A Link to the Past, like pure nostalgia pandering, completely non-linear, and like you purchase items instead of unlocking them in dungeons, which completely screws up the pacing, and it makes it a lot more interesting.
I love that game, but I don't think that mechanic would work for a full, with a big console Zelda game, there should be rising tension.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it should be linear. I'm saying you should have rising tension. It's hard to do that in an open world game, I know.
Yeah.
But the reason that works in that spin-off handheld game is because it's just that. It's a spin-off. So it's fine. But anyway, this is a strange monster thing. I don't know what it is. It's got these big comical toes, though.
Yeah. Oh god, that killed me when I saw that. I like this guy's design. Then I saw his lower body, and I just lost interest because he's got the big dinosaur toes and on stubby legs. He looks like he should be a worm.
Another thing that kind of bothered me about this is that it was supposed to represent a change of style in the Zelda series, this game.
Yeah.
Instead, it became the most derivative. Like, it's actually really plain Jane. I mean, you're on a floating island. That's been in every game. This whole thing is, what you expect it to be. You almost don't even need to read it.
Yeah.
And another thing, this game represents the terrifying turn Nintendo started taking with the Zelda franchise, where they started to think that the series was important somehow, and they started caring about the story,
Hmm.
but they're Nintendo and they don't know how to do that.
Well, that's the change in style.
I really hate that.
Yeah.
How many times this game? I don't know. You'll see, but I mean, they mention the term the goddess thousands and thousands and thousands of times in this game. Everything is a goddess something.
Wait, what?
It drives me bananas.
Oh yeah.
This game made everybody think once and for all that Zelda had some kind of deep lore to it, when it never did. It was never intended to.
Yeah.
It's pandering to fans in the worst possible way. Like this, every time I played this, I tried to play it a million times and went back and forth trying to play it, and I would periodically actually cringe at the story in a Zelda game. I was like cringing at just what the nonsense they were peddling, and how hard they were trying to make it seem like this was the first in the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
It was so annoying.
Yeah, I know that much. This is like before Ganon was Ganon.
Well, yeah, that's how you know your series has gone on too long. When you can no longer do sequels, you can only do prequels. Because you've created so much continuity baggage that it's too hard to do a sequel and have it make sense.
And if you use the main villain at all, people get pissed off.
Yeah, so you have to prequel forever. Like you can't go forward because you created tons of continuity that you can't tangle with, right?
Yeah.
So you got to keep going backwards. I actually would not be surprised if Nintendo turned around and made another Zelda game set before this one. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, this isn't the first in the. This wasn't always the first in the timeline. Before this, there was another game that was first in the timeline too, and then there's going to be another one, I imagine.
Whoa. I can sit on the toilet and then look around.
That's another
quite
weird
nice.
mechanic this game has. It has sitting. That's actually a mechanic later,
Oh.
where you need to sit to gain health.
Oh.
So some dungeons will just have a stool
Oh yeah.
that you sit on. It's weird.
Wait, I noticed a weird jiggery thing here. Okay, so I'm really close to the wall here, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I turn to the right, my head sort of pushes out of the way. And it gets all odd. Anyway.
Also, I don't particularly like the art style in this either. I don't think it's going to age that well.
Yeah, it's a bit...
Like,
Okay, there we
it's
go.
based on a...
What do you think you're doing? Better clean that up.
it's based on a certain art style.
I can't clean this up.
It's based on the art style of some certain painter. But the problem was that they made this game in standard definition.
Uh-huh.
So you can't fully appreciate it. And where things are supposed to look artistically presented, they just look muddy instead. And it made the game have this kind of...
I'm noticing that in the textures already.
Look at the clouds back there.
Yeah.
That's supposed to look like paint blotches.
Yeah.
In
It
standard,
looks like a Wii game.
in standard def, it just looks like a muddy kind of poop smear. I don't know. I mean, I'm being really hard on it. But see the way that looks back there?
Yeah.
That doesn't look good to me. It looks jaggy. Like, right? It kind of defeats it.
Mhm.
Maybe this could have looked better on high def, but as it stands right now, I don't like the look of the game at all.
I do like some of the little touches. Like the squares. Like it really looks like well, it looks like paint with the squares.
I think this game history will look negatively upon this one because it's going to be seen as an odd one out because it's the only Zelda game thus far that forces motion controls. Because if you think about it, Twilight Sword also came out on the GameCube.
Yeah.
And motion controls, as we all know,
Twilight Sword.
Twilight sequel, Twilight Princess, Twilight King, Twilight Game.
Yeah, okay, whatever.
Twilight Princess. Anyway, this is going to be the game that people don't really like after a while, because we all know motion controls have not aged that well. Like,
They have not aged well.
they have not aged.
Now that they're done.
They're over, right? And now, the people of the future, right, will have to look back upon Zelda Skyward Sword as the one with the weird controls. You know what I mean? A Zelda game should stand on the merits of the software, not on the control input. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The older games stood up so well because of their design philosophy. This one kind of stood up for a little while because of its strange controls, only to fall straight back down again. Because motion controls didn't take off.
Whoa.
See, if you're a game programmer, and if at any time you engineer a sequence that makes the player feel like they died and it wasn't their fault, you failed. Right? That's not supposed to happen in Zelda. You feel me?
That's inherently a problem with the Wii motion controls.
Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
They've gotten better since then.
Zelda is the pinnacle of Nintendo design, right? And engaging, simple to pick up but hard to master kind of design, right? In Zelda. And this game shits all over it because eventually things are going to start happening to you and it doesn't feel like it feels like it's not your fault. And it's something that a lot of bad games do. In fact, most games do it. But to see it in Zelda is a very disheartening thing when you finally starts happening. And that's what put me off so much.
Nice.
I shouldn't be giving you the poison pill on this, but who knows? Maybe you'll love it. I don't know. But because like I said, some people love this game, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I understand what this guy's trying to get at.
Oh yeah, another thing about this is this is as hand-holdy and obtrusive as a Zelda intro sequence that Nintendo has ever made.
Yeah.
This was the end of that.
Well...
This was the conclusion. Because immediately after this, they completely got rid of the idea of holding your hand in the beginning.
Well, this young gentleman just described to Link, the hero of time, how to push a block.
I'm glad that's going to be over. We're turning a new page with Breath of the Wild, I think, and I think it's a good direction to go into.
I don't remember anyone having any trouble with the original game's first block pushing puzzle, where you're just in a room with a block.
I shouldn't have to tell this to Nintendo, because Nintendo invented this. But what you're supposed to do is present the player with the easiest possible puzzle, right?
Yeah.
And then ramp up that style of puzzle. So you present them with the easiest style of puzzle that something can possibly solve, and make it so they can't escape until they solve that puzzle, right?
Yeah.
And then make the gameplay itself fun enough that the average player will discover the mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Like a toy box.
Yeah.
And then they figure it out, and then the human mind takes over, right? And will extrapolate that mechanic to solve more complex puzzles. And Nintendo themselves forgot how to do that when it was their shtick, right? They started this.
Pretty much.
They invented theory of gameplay.
Yeah.
And now this was the point in time where they were at their all-time highest level of
Holy
forgetfulness.
crap, that's bad. Okay. Why?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Link has a weird little turning radius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the only bad mechanic in Mario 64, the turning radius. The only thing that's bad in that entire game is the way you try to turn around.
I just watched you throw that animal vertically by shaking your hand from left to right.
Yep.
How does that equate to? There's a disconnect, right?
Yeah.
What's fundamentally wrong with motion controls is that there's a built-in disconnect at all times. And when you press a button, while that button does not imitate the things happening on screen, the button press is short enough that your brain thought it was you doing it. Right?
Yeah.
It tricks the mind. And the motion control is a roadblock.
Note how Nintendo's staying the hell away from VR.
Yeah.
They're done with that.
I think they learned with the Wii. I think investors at Nintendo and stuff like that were saying, holy shit, this motion control stuff, that can make us some serious coin. And Miyamoto was like, yeah, I'll sell it.
Yeah.
And then was like, yeah, whatever, let's do it. We need the money, we just had the GameCube. Which makes me worry for the Switch. I'm hoping the Switch isn't another Dark Age. Because the Wii U, as shitty as it is, it's not that gimmicky, right? So I hope that while the Switch does not look gimmicky, I hope there isn't a secret gimmick in there that ruins it for everybody. Yeah, you're going to see Zelda. Hey Zelda, go see Zelda. Alright, yeah.
Oh, is this a Zygarde piece? Oh no.
A Zigguard.
No, it's a stamina fruit. Because the stamina is a fruit.
Yeah, it's lime. I remember when I first got this, I just thought that was lime power.
Yeah.
And Link needs lime.
Now that's strange.
What?
Like you just run into the fruit and rejuvenate your energy.
Yeah.
Like it's like pickups that you use in a racing game to recover your boost.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like a speed mechanic thing. It's
what
I don't know how to describe really, but
what I always
hopefully
wanted,
you get what I'm getting at. Yeah.
I know, yeah. What I always wanted to see show up in a 3D Zelda was the Rock's Feather and the Pegasus boots. How come that hasn't shown up yet?
Because you can already jump.
Yeah, know what? Higher. I hope Breath of the Wild uses them. That would make it one of my favorites. If they just included them, I don't care what else is in the game. If they just had those two things. Because I used to think they were so cool in the 2D ones. I don't know, it just really blew my mind when I was a little kid and I could jump in a 2D Zelda game.
Yeah.
But not in a 3D one. And I was surprised at how well it worked back then. Like you could actually jump over gaps reasonably well.
I'm a bit torn on people's faces.
Yeah.
I think, like when, say when Zelda isn't moving, it looks alright. But then somebody starts moving and it doesn't quite work in motion. I don't like it when 3D models have like rendered lips like that. That'll look well, that's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm role playing as myself.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what Link says.
Yeah, everyone looks a little weird.
Yeah.
Look at me. Why do I have a corset on?
Yeah, it's... I don't know. Nintendo keeps doing that with Link. They keep putting strange things on him to wear before he gets his clothes. So he just looks weirder and weirder.
I don't know why they decided that the Hylians are, like, Native Americans.
I don't know what anything is in this. Like, it's... This guy clearly looks like an owl, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course he's an owl.
Anybody who's sufficiently interested in the story can just pause and read it because we're not interested.
Well, I mean...
I don't think anybody cares about it.
The text shows up quickly enough to read it, or slowly enough, I mean. This is the one that's hard to speed run. You can tell already.
I like how whenever I pick up a game now, I can tell in the first minute if it's going to be a hard to speed run game. It's hard to explain, but some things about it with most games, even without any story, you can just look at it and go, oh.
Like if your combat is based on a deeply flawed and obsolete motion control mechanism.
You know, we were talking about stamina for Link and all that, and I forgot to mention Final Fantasy 15 has like dash canceling, where you cancel your dash and do another dash. So Noctis has stamina, right? So if you're running around in the field, just outside of battle, you're running, and if you press the dash button again, right before he runs out of stamina and tires out, he gains all his stamina back and keeps running. It's the weirdest thing. It turns running long distances into a mini game.
Yeah.
It's really strange when you think
Stupid.
about it. I don't know why. Why does it give him infinite stamina?
Yeah, just let people run.
I ran a long distance and I was just like, got like 5 cancels in a row, and I was like, yes, I'm getting so far running. Running is like a game in this.
Yeah. That's why Breath of the Wild needs Pegasus boots.
Yeah.
Just like give him a horse, but then give him the Pegasus boots, and so he could throw the horse away and never use it again.
Yeah. It's funny. It's kind of like in MGS5, you can boost a snake's running speed so that he's competitive with the horse in running.
Great.
I remember I stopped using the horse after a while, and I was wondering why. And then I tried it out, and I tried to beat the horse somewhere, and I was a little bit faster than the horse.
If you want to make it weird, have some incentive to use the horse that doesn't involve running speed.
Yeah, the horse can poop.
The horse,
Remember, the horse in MGS5 can poop on command and can mess up soldiers.
it can poop on command.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't know about the on command.
Yeah, eventually Snake can just go, do it.
Oh,
And the
you're
horse will
welcome.
just poop. Yeah.
Tweet. It's not gonna show up. They're just used. Like, how many people die in this
Everybody.
village?
The majority of the population every year. You gotta replenish it. How do you do anything on this island? Like, what happens? How do you grow?
Where does the water come from?
I don't know. Can we just admit that nobody is impressed by floating islands anymore in video games? Can we admit that as a people?
Well,
That it's not cool anymore?
It's not like it's impressive.
It's been in every game since forever.
It's just a weird thing. It's like the sea, but there's no water.
Nobody cares anymore about that. Like, it's stupid. Like, it'd be cooler if they had islands in space. Like, but they won't do that. Right?
Yeah.
Or they had, the whole game was underground. They won't do that.
Oh, a whole game underground, that would be a pile of crap.
Yeah, the next after Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda game is going to be entirely underground.
Oh, God.
And you need to burrow to get to other areas.
Oh, shit.
And you need to know the direction you're going with your compass and all that. And
Yeah.
at the very end of the game, you can go to the surface to see the sun.
Oh, yeah. The Minish Cap had the mole mitts. And that was just like it's one of those little gimmicks that seems like a good idea, but when you think about it, it's ultimately useless because now there are blocks that you have to press a button to remove, and they're everywhere, and there's no there's no cost to removing them.
Yeah.
So now it's like you just gotta dig now. Sometimes.
That's one thing they should get rid of in Zelda in their series-wide design document to Nintendo to show what not to do and what to do in Zelda. They should never have an item that all it does is exist solely to get rid of a certain block. Now, like when before you could get rid of blocks in other ways. You shouldn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
There should be like you shouldn't, for example, you shouldn't have this is for this block, this weapon's for this block. Like turned it into Metroid. Like, it's not Metroid, it's Zelda. It shouldn't be like that.
I really like it when you get you get a mandatory master key that opens this type of door that's been appearing all throughout the game. But then you continue to see them in the story and need to open them. Oh, this is interesting. He's got some stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the rolling in Zelda is something that I always thought was incredibly stupid.
It's finally gone in this.
Yeah.
That's one good thing.
Replaced with lime.
Yeah. Lime power replaces rolling.
Lime is superior.
Lime is life. Lime is love. Okay.
Yeah. This... Oh, yeah, in this game you jostle the nunchuck to roll.
That's already boring. I feel bad for you.
I'm already bored.
Remember, I almost beat this, but I gave up. So...
This guy's jostling his nunchuck to roll.
Look at that! Look at that kid's head.
I'm not gonna talk to him because I know he's just gonna tell me how to roll. So I'm gonna leave him go. Oh, what? No.
Damn it! God.
God damn
Shut
it!
it, you little ugly retard! Look at this kid.
He's the Onion Knight.
Oh.
The Onion Troll. Oh yeah. Now I can catch my hair across.
If you dare to catch that bug, you're gonna get an unskippable little window saying what it is.
Yeah.
And it's bad enough that when I played this, I avoided picking up things. I actually walked around them because I didn't want to read the stupid message that came up. That's pretty bad.
That's fun. Yeah.
That's pretty sad. Like when you get a collectible item and you're like, ah, shit, I didn't want that.
Yeah, when you're avoiding triggered tutorials, just because you know they're gonna be there, then that's kind of a red flag.
Are you adventuring yet?
And you can't even avoid it.
Yeah. Are you going on a quest yet? How's your quest?
Holy crap! It's a normal-looking human, or alien, like fairy thing.
Fairy people.
Mr. Fairy. Ugh.
What's going on with her eyes? Does she have eyes?
Yeah.
I can't really make it out.
They have animal eyes. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Oh, now they're telling me not to do things? Come on.
Come on.
This is a huge step forward for the series, but come on.
Come on. Come on. Let me do whatever I want. Come on. Okay, let's go back outside.